Aloha everyone, it's Halloween in Lahaina. It's the Mardi Gras of the Pacific. My girlfriend and her friends definitely want to do something, so it looks like I'm going to have to tag along. So I'm going to make this video lesson short as also the World Series is on. But there's 4 new long positions, 1 ad that are high quality. We're going to start it off with RNG. RNG came from my Can Slim scan and my Perfect Speculator scans. So this is definitely the highest quality of all of the long signals this evening. Doesn't mean it's the best, but not only is it high quality, it's also pretty safe. But there's always a freaking but nowadays. Earnings are on November 8th, so keep that in mind if you go long here. I'm going to want to see this thing start to move higher immediately, or else I'm going to start cutting my losses. But RNG, because it's Can Slim and Perfect Speculator, not confirmed anywhere else, it's supposed to be 4% of my account capital. After doing all the regular sizes on all the other long positions that were 2% or less, I still don't even have 4% that I can put in this one. So it'll be anywhere from 2 to 2.5%. I've already entered the orders. It's right around that area. I want to get long RNG, limit order, 42.30, the high of the day, since it's right on top of the 5, 10, 20, and 50-day moving average. And the one and only cut loss level I recommend everyone using is 40.35 because of the earnings. But since I can't get a full position, I'm going to have half of my stops at 40.35. And I'm going to go ahead and throw half down here at 38.45. The same rule applies. This low gets taken out before this low comes into play. I'll start moving all or half of my stops higher. But RNG, this is the highest quality one. Can Slim, Perfect Speculator. Then there's PLD, very similar looking chart pattern. Its price is also right on top of the 5, 10, 20, and 50-day moving average, with it being right there at key support. And you see RNG is right at the October lows also. PLD is as well. PLD is also bouncing off 50-day moving average, just like RNG. PLD was just in my Can Slim quality scan, so this would just be a 2% long position. Limit order 64.63. First and only cut loss I recommend for everybody, right below 63.55. But once again, I'll do 63.55, especially since earnings are already out of the way, and 62.11. So I'll give it some room to work. The same rule applies. This low gets taken out before this low comes into play. I'll be moving up half to all of my sell stops on PLD, but that's just a Can Slim quality one. Then there is SOHU. SOHU, this is a familiar Chinese name probably to everyone. This is still a Perfect Speculator quality stock, even though it's pulled back from the recent highs. And the reason being, it's still within 20% of those highs. Once it's more than 20% off the highs, SOHU will no longer show my Perfect Speculator scan. But after the earnings and sell-off, even though the sell-off was on heavy volume, BOP stayed max green. And I've got a reversal candle price bar here, hammer candle, on above average volume with BOP saying max green. So if I go long here SOHU using a limit order at 57.73, I'll know I'm wrong immediately if it breaches today's low of day, 55.52. Now for me, I'm going to use 55.52 and the last low of the green BOP, so there's still green BOP back here to this consolidation area right here, 52.80. So I'll be going long 57.73. First cut loss 55.52 for me. Final cut loss right here 52.80. SOHU not only is in my Perfect Speculator scans, a lot of them, it's also was in my price volume BOP surge scan and in my max green BOP for 5-day scans. So this is supposed to be a 4% long position. Once again, I can't get that long, but if you do, I mean, it's well worth it. I mean, we're only going to risk about 2% to know we're wrong if we're using the first cut loss level. And if I can get a measured move similar to the other move, you got 63 to 2, you're looking at over 30 to 1 reward risk ratio if the thing would work out perfectly. And then the new long position, the most speculative one, CETV. The reason why this is a new long position because CETV was showing up in my Perfect Speculator low price scan back here all the time. I was always seeing it here just because at any up day it looked like it was going to break out, but it didn't break out. It pulled back and it was of no interest, but it came back into my Perfect Speculator scans back here in October. Now after a low volume consolidation following earnings in the morning, it's produced a bullish hammer reversal candle price bar on above average volume. And even though BOP declined from the day before, it is still green and higher from the session before. So with CETV, looking at a possible runner, if you look back here at Zoom 2, going back to the October lows, I mean, hopefully we can get, 106% move, but even if you get half, 50%, I risk about 3% before I know I'm wrong. Now on SCETV, want to get long limit order, $4.60. It is the high of the day, but the stock's not extended. First cut loss, and maybe your only cut loss, 445. So a move below 445, it hits 440, I'll be out of half. A move below 425, 420 is where I will cut my final loss. But if anyone goes long CETV, with all these I just showed you, I recommend just using that first cut loss level, 445. Just like on SOHU, just use 55.52. Just like on PLD, use 63.55. Just like on RNG, use 40.35. Because we're in an overbought market, the odds that these fail if the market continues to pull back is extremely high. You just have to know that that's the market we're in. We're not in an oversold market with a fresh follow-through day with stocks that look like this, looking like this after a 10, 15, 20% pullback in the market. We're looking at stocks that look like this in the middle of an uptrend, so keep that in mind. And then the last ad signal, SGC. SGC is a nice little chart pattern here. SGC's got a pocket pivot point signal and extremely strong volume today. It was also in my max green bot for the past 5-day scan. This is a high quality can slim stock, but the problem is it's very thin. Look at this volume surge today. That was only 38,000 shares. So there's no chasing whatsoever. Position size accordingly and realize this is the kind of stock that can have those volatile intraday moves that can possibly shake you out unless the stock starts to fall through immediately. But I want to add to my position on SGC. 2350. First cut loss level, because that's the high of the day, 2350. It's not extended. First cut loss level right here, 2293. Final cut loss level on this ad position for me, 2224. By the way, I forgot to say, CETV, that's only 1% of my account capital. SGC is 1.5%. It was 2% for CanSlim, 1% for BOP Max Green for 5 days, half that, 1.5%. SGC. All right, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I got to get out of here. There's a lot of stuff going on. The World Series is on. I'm going to go watch that. Then I got Halloween to deal with. I'll see you in the chat room during the pre-market on Wednesday. Aloha.